Okay, welcome to the video session, and today I'm going to cover two important mm, one is a country and other is a continent. The country that we are going to cover today is New Zealand, and the continent is Australia. Okay, so first I will start from the location. Okay, now you are seeing the Australia here. Now I want to tell that where actually the Australia is located, and then I will go to New Zealand. So this is your here it is your Borneo Island, and this is your Sumatra, and this is your Java. Okay, and you can see that East Timor, and there is a Timor. So if you come to the south of Indonesia, okay, so if you come to the south of Indonesia, then what you will find is Australia. Okay, this is Australia, and to the south of east of Australia, so go to the south. So as you move to the south of Australia, there is coming Tasmania. That is an island, Tasmania Island. We are going to study about Tasmania when we shall cover Australia as the continent. Okay. So we are coming to the south and then move to the east. Okay. So as you are going through Tasman Sea, okay, then there starts New Zealand. Okay. So New Zealand is to the south of east of Australia, okay, and that is in the South Pacific Ocean. So one thing that you have to remember is that to the north of New Zealand lies South Pacific Ocean. Actually, New Zealand is surrounded by South Pacific Ocean, okay. So here comes your New Zealand, okay. Now the thing is that the two main island of New Zealand is one is your South Island, that is here, and other is your North Island. Okay, so these two are the island. So we can say Southern Island is bigger than the Northern Island. Okay, now you can see that these two island, that is a Southern Island and Northern Island, is separated by a strait, and that is called as a Cook Strait. So here you can see that there is a Cook Strait, so we can call this as a Cook Strait. I'm not writing the Cook Strait here because that will make everything bad here. So now we can say that the mainland, that is the Australia, is divided into two islands. One is a north one island and other is a south one island. Okay, so we can also see that in the southern island there is a Southern Alps. So we can say that in the South Island there is a Southern Alps that is running through this country. Okay, Southern Island. Now what are the mountain ranges of the Southern Alps? So we can say Mount Aspiring, which is 3033 kilometer, and other is Mount Cook. So Mount Cook is 3754. These are the highest point of Mount Alp. Okay, Alps, ALPS. Okay, and the height of Mount Cook is 3754. Okay, now as let me tell you something about this island. Then as we move to the north of this South Island, then you can see that there is a Cook Strait, and then there is a Wellington. Wellington is here, just exactly the Wellington is here. Yes, this is your Wellington, and we can say that Wellington, not Wellington, is a Wellington. Wellington is the capital of New Zealand. Okay, and you can see that to the east of this Wellington there is a Chatham Island that also belongs to New Zealand. Okay, then to the south of east of New Zealand is a Bounty Island that also belongs to the New Zealand, and to the south of west is an Auckland Island that also belongs to New Zealand. These islands are very beautiful. You can visit to these islands too. Then there is a Campbell Island. Okay, now the southern part of New Zealand is covered by snow because it's close proximity to the southern hemisphere that is very cold, and you can see that to the west of New Zealand is a Tasman Sea. Okay, and then as we move to the north, then we are seeing an important city here, Napier City. Okay, then to the north is an Auckland. Auckland is a very important city of what city of New Zealand. Okay, then there, just to the north tip of this, just at this point, okay, there is what North Cape. Okay, then Three King Island is there. So just to the north is a Three King Island. Okay, and if we move further north, then you can see there is a South Pacific Ocean, and then to the north, or you can say north of west, is a New Caledonia Island. Okay, New Caledonia Island. And if you move further north to the New Zealand, then you will find Fiji. I think that Fiji is a lot, some, you should know where is Fiji located. So this is your Fiji Island. Okay, Fiji, Fiji. Okay, and then there is a Fiji Island, and if you move north further, then you will find Tuvalu Island. Okay, and there is a Kiribati. That is also a country. You can see Kiribati is there. And this is your Solomon Island. Okay, if we move further north, then we will see what? Micronesia. Okay, so you can see Micronesia is there. So Micronesia is a group of island. So Guam, you can see also Guam is here. What is Guam? Can you say what is Guam? Guam is there. And then Federated State of Micronesia. This is Micronesia. Okay. So we can also say that to the north of Papua and Papua New Guinea, to the north of east of Papua and Papua New Guinea is what? Is Micronesia. Okay, and then you can see that to the north of Papua New Guinea is also Bismarck Sea. So that we will cover when we will cover Indonesia. Okay. Okay, so let's come to our New Zealand part. Okay, so what you learned in the New Zealand, that to the south one island, that is here, is your Southern Alps. Okay, and just to the south, as you move to the south here, then you can see that there is an strait, and that strait is called as what? Foveaux Strait. Foveaux. Foveaux Strait is there. A strait is a very small passage, that passage of water that connects two islands together. So that is a Foveaux Strait. And then there is a Stewart. To the south of this is a Stewart 1. Okay, Stewart 1. Okay, so yes, let's know something about this New Zealand country. Okay, so what we can say, that New Zealand is a sovereign island country in the southwest Pacific Ocean. So you can see that it is in the southern west of Pacific, that is southern west of the Pacific Ocean. The country has two main landmasses: the North Island, that is the North Island here, North Island, and the South Island. Okay, South Island, and around 600 smaller islands are there. It has a total land area of 268,000 square kilometer, that is close to the state of Uttar Pradesh, or 10,000 kilometer, 10,000 square kilometer more than the Uttar Pradesh. Okay, and where it lies, so we can say that it lies to the south of east of Australia. Okay, New Zealand lies to the south of east of Australia, but this capital is Wellington. And you can see that southern part of New Zealand is mainly covered with snow. Okay, so that is a very beautiful scene, and mostly those who love trekking in the snow always come in southern, the south one part of New Zealand. Okay, so that is a very beautiful place and very tourist loving place. Okay, then we have also seen the Tasman Sea, that is to the west of or from, if you can, yes, to the west of New Zealand is the Tasman Sea. Okay, and why this is a Tasman? Because there is an island that belongs to Australia that is called Tasman, and thus the name of the sea, Tasman Sea. So Tasman Sea is named after an island of Australia which name is Tasman. Okay. Okay, So some of the other facts is like the capital is Wellington. So you have seen that Wellington is the capital. Where is Wellington? So here you have seen that Wellington is the capital of New Zealand. Okay, and we can say that the most populous city is Auckland. So you can see that Auckland is the most populous city. Okay, so a developed country, New Zealand ranks highly in international comparison of national performance such as quality of life, health, education, and protection of liber- liberties and economic freedom. So New Zealand underwent major economic changes during 1980s, which transformed it from a protectionist to a liberalized free trade economy. Okay. So what is like what other? So New Zealand is also a member of United Nations, Commonwealth. So you know what is United Nations, what is Commonwealth, and ANZUS, an organization for economic cooperation and development. So ASEAN. You also know that the chair of ASEAN is in Jakarta, that is capital of Indonesia. So we will cover all these on your request. If you want that I should cover all these, then I will cover. Then Asian Pacific Economic Cooperation, the Pacific Community, and the Pacific Islands Forum. So important thing is that the New Zealand is the member of United Nations, Commonwealth of Nations, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, and ASEAN. So let's know something about ASEAN. Okay. So what is ASEAN? The ASEAN is what is the full form of ASEAN, whose member is New Zealand? So so what is the ASEAN? So ASEAN is Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. Oh no, I'm not talking. Sorry, I'm really sorry. I'm not talking about ASEAN. Okay. So what is ASEAN? Yes, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations is called the ASEAN. Okay. Let me see about this. Okay, is yes, New Zealand is a member of United Nations, Commonwealth of Nations, and ASEAN. Yes, ASEAN plus six. ASEAN plus six. Okay, and Asia Pacific. So yes, it is a member of ASEAN plus six. So let's come to ASEAN. So what is the full form of ASEAN? Association of Southeast Asian Nation. Okay, is a regional intergovernmental organization comprising 10 countries in Southeast Asia, which promotes intergovernmental cooperation and facilitates economic, political, security, military, educational, and socio-culture integration among its members and other countries in Asia. Okay, so ASEAN also regularly engages other countries in Asia Pacific region and beyond. A major partner of Shanghai Cooperation Organization, ASEAN maintains a global network, and everything you can study about ASEAN. And ASEAN Secretariat is located at Jakarta, Indonesia. So you can see where is Jakarta, Indonesia. So if you will move to the north of west, then you can say that Jakarta, Indonesia. Where is Jakarta, Indonesia? Can you find? Yes, you can see that Jakarta, Indonesia is in Java Island. So here is the secretariat of what? ASEAN. ASEAN and 6, to which New Zealand is also a member. Okay. So very important from the point of view of government public service examination, like where is the secretariat of ASEAN? And right now there is a lot of talk about the ASEAN. So secretariat of ASEAN is in Jakarta, Indonesia, and study about what is ASEAN. Then what is Shanghai Cooperation Organization? The Shanghai Cooperation Organization, or Shanghai Pact, is a Eurasian political, economic, and security alliance, the creation of which was announced on 15th of June 2001 in Shanghai. Shanghai is one of the city in China. Do you want to see where is Shanghai? So I think that I should show where is the Shanghai. Okay. So do you want to see the Shanghai? Yes. So come to the China part. Okay, so here is a Hong Kong. As you move north to the Hong Kong, then there is a yellow sea here, And just you can see that to the eastern coast of China there is Shanghai. Just you can see here is your China Sea. So you can, then Taiwan and everything is there, Philippines is there. So yes, Shanghai Corporation, hence I am showing you where is Shanghai. So again, come to your New Zealand section. Okay. Okay, so Shanghai. So what are the members of the Shanghai? So China by the leaders. So China by the leaders of. So it has been formed by the Chinese leader. So its members are China, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. The Shanghai Cooperation Organization Charter, formally establishing the organization. Okay, so Shanghai Cooperation Organization is a Eurasian Political Economic Security Alliance, the creation of which was announced on 15th of June 2001 in Shanghai, China, by the leaders of China, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan. So let's move to China. Shanghai, so yes, China. And then as you move to the west of China, then you are seeing that there is a Kyrgyzstan, okay? And the capital of Kyrgyzstan is Bishkek, okay? So it is also the member of Shanghai Corporation, Kyrgyzstan. And then there is a Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan is also the member of Shanghai Corporation. And what is the capital of Kazakhstan? Astana. Astana is the capital of, yes, you can see Astana here. Astana is the capital of Kazakhstan. Okay. Then the other member of Shanghai is Kyrgyzstan, China, Kazakhstan, Russia, Tajikistan. So let's move to Tajikistan. So here is your Tajikistan. And the capital of Tajikistan is Dushanbe. Here is Dushanbe. Okay. And then after that, Uzbekistan. And you can see that here is Uzbekistan, and the capital of Uzbekistan is what? Can you see what is the capital? Yes, Tashkent. Tashkent is the capital of Uzbekistan. And then there comes Russia. So you can see that as you move to the north of Kazakhstan, there starts the Russia in the yellow part, or big part is Russia. So these are the member of Shanghai. So again, move to your South Pacific Ocean, and then New Zealand. Okay. So if you want a separate class on all these, then I will give. But let's consider New Zealand. Okay. So I think that I have covered the Shanghai Corporation. Then you also require to know Pacific Island Forum. What is the Pacific Island Forum? Then Commonwealth of Nations. Okay. You have to study about the Commonwealth of Nations. So where is the headquarter of Commonwealth of Nations? It is United Kingdom. Okay. Then after Commonwealth of Kingdom, G20. G20 I have already covered. You can see my classes on G20. Its member. Then there is Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. Okay. Where is the headquarter of Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation? So Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation is having the headquarter in Singapore. So I will not take you to the Singapore, but that is in just close to Malaysia, neighbor of Malaysia. And then after Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. So let me show you where is where is the Singapore. I don't think that I should show you Singapore, because Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. Okay, let me show you. The headquarter of Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation is in Singapore. So as you move to the north of west, so let's come here, and you can see that here is a Singapore. Yes, this is your Singapore. Okay, that is in the Malaysian Peninsula, or close to the Malaysian, Malay Peninsula. This is Malay Peninsula, and you can see that Singapore is a very small country here. Okay. Again, come to the South Pacific Ocean, and then New Zealand. So you came to know about what is Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation, to which New Zealand is also belong. Okay. Then OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. So where is the headquarter of OECD? The headquarter of OECD is in Paris, France. So what is OECD? Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, whose headquarter is in Paris. Okay. So now once again come to New Zealand. So why we are studying these? Because we know that New Zealand is a member of United Nations, Commonwealth of Nations, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, Asian ASEAN plus 6, Asian Pacific Economic Cooperation. So whatever organization that I have mentioned, New Zealand is the member of all these organizations. So yes. Now, what is the GDP? What is the GDP? Nominal GDP is 206 billion. So it is having quite high GDP, per capita GDP. And purchasing power parity is 199 billion, 2018. Guinea is medium and HDI is very high. Human Development Index is very high because its per capita GDP is 41,616. That is sixth largest. Okay, so no, not sixth largest. Let me see at what is its GDP and what is its position. So New Zealand is one of the one of the and that is I think that I should not mention about all these because that will be a very big topic. Okay. So geography. Right now I'm talking about the geography. So New Zealand is located near the center of the water hemisphere and is made up of the two main islands and a number of smaller islands. The two main islands of the New Zealand's are separated by Cook Strait. So I mentioned that there is a Cook Strait which separates this south one and north one island. Okay. And okay, let's move further. Okay. The country owes its varied topography and perhaps even its emergence above the waves to the dynamic boundary it straddles between the Pacific and Indian and Indo-Australian plate. So I think that Gondwana and all these are not important right now. So what are the landscape of New Zealand? So some of the important landscape of New Zealand is Ruler Sea near Queenstown. That is a like a heaven for tourists. Then the Emerald Lake is there at Mount Tongariro, and then the Lake Gun, and then in Wellington we are having Pencarrow Head. That is also a tourist spot in New Zealand. So biodiversity, I will not cover biodiversity, but today I will only talk about the economy of the New Zealand because its economy is very important. So New Zealand has an advanced market economy, okay, ranked 16 in 2018 Human Development Index and third in 2018 Index of Economic Freedom. It is a high income economy with a nominal gross domestic product per capita. Per capita GDP is 36,254. The currency is the New Zealand dollar, informally known as the Kiwi dollar. It also circulates in the Cook Island. Okay. So yes, I think that historically extensive industries have contributed slowly to New Zealand's economy, focusing at different times on sealing, whaling, flax, gold, Corix gum, and native timber. The first shipment of refrigerated meat on the Dunedin in 1882 led to the establishment of the meat and the dairy export to British and a trade which provided the basis for a strong economic growth in New Zealand. Yes, so I think that there is not much about New Zealand. Okay, let's come to the trade. New Zealand is heavily dependent on international trade, particularly in agricultural products. Export account for 24% of its output. Marketing, New Zealand vulnerable to international commodity prices and global economic slowdown. Food products made up to 55% of the value of all countries' export in 2014. Wool was the second largest earner, 7%. New Zealand's main trading partner as of June is Australia. So you can see that just to the north of west is Australia, and Australia is a major trading partner of New Zealand. Okay, that accounts for. Okay, so what is the proportion of Australia? Yes, that is a major, export partner. that is 26 billion, and China is also close to that. China is also the largest trading partner with 27 billion dollar, then European Union, and then United States and Japan. Okay, on 7 April 2008, New Zealand and China signed the New Zealand China Free Trade Agreement, the first such agreement China has signed with a developed country. The service sector is the largest sector in the economy, followed by manufacturing and construction and the farming and raw material extraction. So we can say that the second largest trading partner is Australia and first is China. Thus, we can say that New Zealand is having huge, trading with China. Okay, that is 27 billion dollar. Then followed by Australia, that is 26 billion dollar. Okay, wool was New Zealand's major agriculture export. Okay, during 19th century. Yes, science and technology. Early indigenous contribution to science in New Zealand was by Mario Tohuga, accumulating knowledge of agricultural practice. But recently, what has happened that Cook's voyage, yes, Crown Research Institute were formed in 1992 from existing government-owned research organization. Their role is to research and develop new science, knowledge, and product and services across the economic, environmental, social, and cultural spectrum for the benefit of New Zealand. The total gross expenditure on research and development as a projection of GDP rose to 1.37. So after all, we can say that science and technology, that New Zealand has, developed a considerable achievement in science and technology, because the establishment of universities in the 19th century fostered scientific discoveries by the notable New Zealanders, including Ernest Rutherford. So we can say that Ernest Rutherford, who splitted the atom, was from New Zealand. Then William Pickering for rocket science was from New Zealand. William Pickering. And Mauric Wilkins for helping discover DNA. So Mauric Wilkins was also from New Zealand. Then Patrick Tinsley for galaxy formation, and Alan McDiarmid, McDiarmid for conducting polymers. So conducting polymers had also been discovered in New Zealand. So great achievements by New Zealand. So we can say a lot of achievements like conducting polymers and discovery of DNA, and everything had been like discovered by New Zealand. Okay, so it had made a good contribution. Crown Research Institute is very famous. Okay, Crown Research Institute is very famous there. Then we will talk about demography. So the demography is very important from the point of view of public service examinations. Then language. What is the language? English is the prominent language in New Zealand, spoken by 95.4% of the population. New Zealand English is similar to Australian English, and many speakers from the northern hemisphere are able to tell the accent partly. Okay, so a lot of things are there for New Zealand. Then religion. Christianity is the prominent religion in New Zealand, although its society is among the most secular in the world. Then culture, art, literature, media and entertainment, sports. So you can see that New Zealand is particularly known for, yes, what we call as a cricket team. So okay, like cricket. Do you watch cricket? So I think that you must have heard about the cricket team of New Zealand. So Q sign is there, and then I will close by. So a lot of things are there concerning New Zealand which I cannot cover right now. So what you have to know only about its strategic location, that it is to the south of east of Australia, and that's all about New Zealand. So some of the important cities that I have covered in the New Zealand.